Today's mission, second arrival at the house from the Bright auction buy, and this here is a 1935 FWD model SSU. I actually ended up with a pair of them as part of the lot, and they're sequential serial numbers. So that's pretty neat. I've never actually had something like that. I've always been hunting for it, and here we go. And that was a total accident. Really hoping one of them was the parts truck to make one perfect. Now, yeah, I don't know how that's going to work. But anyway, I had to save these from the scrappers. They went too cheap to not buy them. Cost me way more to transport them than it did to actually purchase them. But you know what? At the end of the day, we saved them. So we had them dropped off at our drop location, and then I transferred it to my truck. And last night on my way home, I figured out I'll bring it home with me. Wow, little heavier than I calculated initially. What I was anticipating was about 10,000 pounds, maybe 800 pounds. Was actually closer to like 17,000 pounds. And behind a 3/4 ton pickup, that's not quite the best idea in hill country. Pulled it just fine. Stopping was fun. Never doing that again. Definitely a white knuckle ride, but this thing is a brick. There is nothing about this truck that is light. So we'll do a quick walk around, and it is currently still on my trailer, and I can't get it off the trailer till I get the brakes released and get it up on some tires that'll roll. So fortunately, they're standard Dayton style, and I got some 920s that came from one of Alan's trucks, and we're gonna throw them on real quick and see if we can't get the brakes to free up and get it rolled off the gooseneck, and then we can continue on our mission and maybe see if it'll run. But we got some other good surprises in store for you. It has been an absolute hectic couple of weeks, months, what have you. But yeah, here we are. Let's take a quick walk around and give you a gander of what this is up close. These trucks were built mainly for municipalities. They're made by FWD Auto Company, otherwise known as the four-wheel drive company. They built a lot of trucks for World War I and the war effort, and even into World War II, but this is unique, being that it is a pre-World War II truck that's still surviving. A lot of these were scrapped during the war to help continue the scrap drive to make, munitions and what have you. So very unique that this survived. It was an old County of Calaveras, California truck. So it spent its entire life, up in the mountains of California, as did its sister truck. I assume they probably did all kinds of municipal stuff, from plowing snow to hauling debris off the roadway and what have you. But I mean, look at the size of this. Like the webs, I should know this thing's way heavier than I thought. Dayton style wheels with the big cast webs. It's actually got an aluminum oil pan. Look at that. Big old Waukesha 6-cylinder Thunderpumpkin. And yes, it has power assist steering. Probably needed it. Look at the size of the axle under that thing. And that's the front axle. Air brakes, which was very unique for the era. Big old headlights. This is a removable side dump bed, so it's a dumping flatbed. Original brass tag still on the tank. This tank says 1936, but according to the serial number tag, I'm coming up with 1935 on the truck. So not quite sure what happened. And then the other truck is actually a hydraulic brake truck. So a little unique. Massive tires. Everything's locked up solid on it. It is a rust bucket. The cab's mostly wood with a steel outer coating. The fact that it made it down the I-5 the way that it did was mind-blowing in one piece, but I had to take a chance because its other fate was the scrapper, and we couldn't have that. Right now, we're gonna, I've already been cleaning up some of the lugs on the Dayton wheels. Gonna zip these nuts off, pull the rim clamps, pop this wheel off. I have some new wheels here behind me with tires already on them. They're just standard Dayton tapers, so fortunately, should be pretty straightforward. But I mean, man, look at the craftsmanship in this truck. It's an entirely riveted and bolted frame. There's no welding at all. So that really tells you a lot about its era of, when it was utilized. Some damage to be expected. But for the money, or lack thereof, that it cost, it was worth saving. Look at the transfer case in this thing. All purpose built, cast FWD. I mean, the entire drive line in this truck is just an absolute monster. hydraulic PTO for the dump bed. Big old ram under there. And look at that rear axle. That thing is huge. It's all solid cast. So, yeah, I can see how I misjudged this now. So, I'm gonna get these off of here and zip some new tires on real quick, and let's get it moved off this trailer so we can see what's actually wrong with it. And so I can have my trailer back. That's a minor detail. You know, God forbid I go to work this week. Got the front tires on, got it rolled off the trailer. Ironically, as soon as I put the tires on, then I started getting inside and wiggling levers around, and it seemed to have been stuck in some sort of gear. So I think I figured out why it was such a bastard to move around. Well, check it out. We got some used tires on the front, some 920s. Now we're rolling. Now I can put the rest of the tires on this thing and see if we can get it to run. If we can get it to run, then I'm going to see if I can get it to stop. If I can get it to run and stop, then it's time to see if it's going to drive. Oh man, this is going to be a fun project. I'm excited. Look at this thing. It's just so cool. 4-wheel freaking drive. It's got a Waukesha, otherwise known in the industry as a Thunderpumpkin. Dumping flatbed. Ah, this thing's mint. Sliding back windows. Look at that for 1935. Sliding back windows. Pretty amazing. County of Calaveras. FWD number 1. It's up on its tires. It's off the trailer. Engine's loosened up. Everything's out of gear. It rolls real easy. Believe it or not, the brakes actually do work. The slack adjusters function. I'm absolutely amazed right now. So all I need to do now is make it run and build air pressure. If I can do that and get the foot valve working for the air brakes, then I think this thing might actually run and drive. So real close to getting this thing going. Gonna enlist some help from the boys on this one, and we're gonna get to work. Need to get the FWD logo made for this one. We have one to clone, so I don't know if you can see on the door. Calaveras County. Do a quick in cab if I can get up here without hurting myself and filming at the same time. So you gotta always have PB blaster. Everything in this thing's stuck. Sliding windows, which were original back then, apparently. Look at this old school interior. The old shifter, looks like a 5-speed. I'm blown away. Everything's still intact. Fuel tank's underneath this seat. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. And that's the fuel pump. Yeah, we're not going to be using that. I don't trust that thing as far as I could throw. Actually, I could probably throw that pretty far. But yeah, no, no way. We're putting a new one on. That's just one thing I don't think I want to gamble with. A wooden cab with an antique electric fuel pump. Yeah, I can't see anything that would go wrong with that. But yeah, as you'd expect, everything in the cab is just completely simplistic and basic, but also thrashed and stuck. So luckily, all of those toggle switches are still available. I can get all that stuff. I can have everything else made that I need, or I can make it myself if I need to. But yeah, this thing's cool. All oak, white oak, around all the doors and everything. Now my hands full making some oak pieces that replace it. And then apparently the windshields, I don't know if they originally hinged out or what. That's going to conclude this segment of the FWD. So at least the first one. As soon as I get the second one home, we'll get that thing running, and or at least rolling, and we'll record all of that. But stay tuned for part 2 of this one. We're going to be getting it running.